Well, now we have the pleasure to hear from one of these pioneers. Can I invite Thijs de Blok to come up on stage? Thijs is the CEO of Buurtzorg International, the son of the founder, Jos de Blok, and lovely to have you here, and you're going to share a few words. Thank you, Thijs. And, oh, sorry, there we go. And I'll bring you the microphone and hold the award. There you go.
Thank you, Gary, and thank you, Stuart, for your kind words. And also thank you to Hire for organizing this event and recognizing the efforts of a completely different company in a completely different industry, in a completely different part of the world. But what we have in common is the fact that the zero distance to customer is in our embodiment, as Gary said. I was literally born this way. As being the son of the founder. But for me, I like to dedicate this award to all the nurses in the Netherlands, but also of our international projects around the world, that see that the relation between client and customer, between client and professional, is the most important thing in healthcare, but in any sort of industry. If there's no interpersonal connection, means that there's no trust. And trust is at the basis of what we should be doing and what makes a person a person. Otherwise, it's just waiting for technology to take over. So that's where our added value is. What we do in home care these days in the Netherlands, because we started 17 years ago, is not to focus only on the delivery of care, but also focusing on creating healthier and more educated and better neighborhoods for people to live in, to create more autonomy, as well as for the workforce, as for the people within it. So it's a few words on Buurtzorg.
Let me
keep talking forever.
I know you could, and we probably should take the time, but let me ask you a question.
Sure.
How many managers does Buurtzorg have?
Not very many. Zero.
Yeah, zero. That's not very many. So I want you to think about the idea of managing a group of employees, more than 10,000 now, with no managers at all. That makes most people's heads explode. Can you give us one key to how can that happen? How is that possible?
Well, what was at the core of our self-management principle is that management in itself has been overrated for many decades. If you integrate management into the work processes, it becomes a lot more logical and a lot more simple. So it's not that is it simple that you take a traditional organization, you fire all the managers and suddenly you're self-managed. That will create some sort of chaos, which I'm not against. But the fact that you integrate these functions into the teams of highly competent, often high educated individuals means that they can organize their own tasks without being bothered with someone with a more abstract idea that's not related to the primary principle of what the organization should be doing. So it actually makes it a lot more effective. When I share the story of Buurtzorg, people listen for sometimes half an hour, sometimes a bit longer. And they say that's very nice, but it's probably very expensive what you're doing. And the cost outcomes show that this way of working, particularly in healthcare, is 40% cost saving compared to the traditional way of organizing. So
which is an enormous advantage when healthcare is, bankrupting governments around the world as populations age.
As populations age, as populations also start to develop more and more problems related to lifestyle behaviors.
All right, Thijs, I love that. So what you're saying is no administrative aristocracy. Push the work of managing out to the fringes. So thank you so much, Thijs. Lovely to have you here. Thank you, and let me send you off with your award. Thank you.
Thank you so much.